back now, Sabrina?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So the other good thing about Google, which we didn't know about up until recently, is I kind of goofed it up. I'm gonna have Sergey teach me how to do it later, but it's possible that when you click on these things, like it's always for type, it's always going to be simple or configurable, and there's a way I can set it up so when you click here, there's actually a drop-down menu. So some of them you'll be able to choose options for, but I have to like preset all of that up. It's probably going to be a while till I get all that done. I don't even know how to do it. I just figured out how it's possible. Basically, I like create these extra tabs, and like I can map these two options to anything under type. So when you click on one of these squares, it says what option do you want instead of having to type it in. But I will get that figured out, and it'll make filling this out much quicker. Because
Wait,
some
which
things are the
options are
same
you
over and over.
talking about? You fill
Uh,
in that.
like when you click on one of these, for
Yeah,
type, it's always going to be simple or configurable in this column, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so remember how I showed you yesterday about the artist and it had the drop down menu? The example I showed you.
Yeah.
Basically, okay. So I'm going to apply that to as many things in here as I can. Type is one of them because it's always going to be simpler, configurable. Artist might be one of them because there's like we have a set amount of artists. So if I put every artist as an option in there, that would be one of them. Skew is one I cannot do it for because it's always going to be unique. Uh, that's always going to be unique. But some things that are going to be the same or very minor choices. No, not name, not images. That's always going to be the same. Maybe there's not a whole lot of things I can do this for. Sizes I can probably do, like the most common sizes. Maybe I can put in there's options. But you'll always have, even though there's options that I put in there, you'll always have the ability to manually type in what you want. That's the point. It's
Okay.
just so you can, like, as you get good with it, and when I put those options in, you'll be able to just use your tab on your keyboard and just fly through this if I can do it, what I think I can do with it. But for right now, everything will have to be like copy pasted or typed in at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. One at a time,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah. I'm trying to work on something to get it as automated as possible. Just trust me,
Yeah.
I know how bad it is. Okay.
Now, when you make changes to configurable, does that also make changes to the other sub kind of category products, the simple ones, or is it all?
Well, what's kind of weird is the simple ones. They don't even show on the website. What pops it in on the website is the configurable line. The simple lines, the only real purpose that they serve is just to put these in the drop-down menu.
I see.
If it's not a configurable and it's just a simple, I'll show you what a configurable one looks like on the spreadsheet, so you know. Hold on. There's like a huge difference between the two. Cellular Dali is one of them.
So the main reason we have the simples is so that we have different size options.
Yeah, well, Salvador Dali does not have size options, so it's just
Yeah. So all
symbols
it is.
all over. Yeah, but when there are options, it has to be a configurable product, and they really suck ass, but it has to be done that way. There is. Why is my screen not showing up? Hold on. I think it's a recording software bugging with my thing. Should be able to find. Oh, I have spreadsheets under C. I know where it is. Spreadsheets. You guys can look at these too, because I sent you both the files, and I sent you guys the images too. I don't know if you've got them yet.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So Cellular Dali would be SD. Here it is. So here's an example of an artist that has no configurables at all. So you can see every product. It's just one simple product. It's a line, but they have no options when you go to this artwork.
Oh, so when there's no options, there's going to be no
Yep, it's
configurable.
just one line instead of like 5 lines. Exactly.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah.
Okay, so you see that. Okay, so going back to these columns, store is always going to be the same. The store is like if you had Like Subway, for example. You guys are familiar with Subway, right? They have that in Canada.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So like Subway probably has like different websites based on the city, right? It would be like Toronto.subway or whatever. So those you could do that in Magento. You can make different front ends, but make it plug into the same back end. So like to log into the back end of those stores, it would be the same link, but you would be able to make like 3 different domains as 3 different like front ends that the customers come to. They have completely different websites that plug into the back end. Those are called
Okay.
Magento multi-store views, and that's basically what this is. If we had additional front ends or additional sites, we would determine that here. But our store is just called admin for some reason, so that's always going to be the same. Website's always going to be base. Attribute set is always going to be fine art. I don't really know how to explain that to you guys, but just remember it that way for now. And you guys, does everyone understand this? Why there's a configurable line and why there's extra symbols?
Yeah.
Yes.
You would think common sense would tell you the configurable would be at the top, but it's not how they made it. I don't think it actually matters. If you were to make a new spreadsheet, you could probably put the configurable at the top and the symbols underneath, but for whatever reason, this one was started this way, so I'm just following the trend. It's okay, there's the options and then the actual configurable. When in reality, I would like it configurable first and then the symbols. But just the best thing to do is look at the SKU number to see which ones are in one group. So you can see by the SKU that one's one group. All right, so you know what the SKU numbers are. You know what that is, right, Christina?
Yeah, I believe so.
SKU
I
is.
forget why they don't line up with our existing images, though.
Why they don't line up with the images? They usually do, and I'm going to work on that after I hang up with you guys, renaming them.
Okay.
There was some confusion because the first 2 animals images weren't showing up in the images, but come to find out, those are the only 2 images missing in the animals category. So what we're going to do is just skip animals 1 and 2 and do 3 to 25. And I've done some of them, so there's only like 18 left to do. So I think that would be a good place to split it up between you two to test it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so has options. It always seems to be 1, unless it's a configurable line. For some reason, they're using 0. So that's something you might want to notate, because if this is a 1, it's not going to import correctly. So the configurable line always for has options has to be a 0. And then
Okay.
the simple products that go under that configurable are going to be a 1 for has options.
How about in the singular cases, like in a dolly?
I don't know. I believe the best thing to do is to look off like an older example, older spreadsheet. I'm willing to bet they're all going to be 1s across the board. But if you're not sure, it's best to check some of the completed spreadsheets, which I sent you guys. Some
Okay.
of them have both. Some of them just have simple. It's not too hard to find one of them.
Okay.
Okay, name. That's the name of the artwork, so that's pretty obvious. Meta title. This has to do with. Let me see. I think this is the meta title right here. So this is the name right here, and then this is the meta title. I believe.
Okay.
Let me make sure. Hold on a second. Hey, can I call you back? I'm in a meeting. Alright, thanks, bud. Yeah. Okay. Let's look up one of these actually, just to make sure. Let me pull this SKU up. Just search by SKU. Yep, here it is. So let's see, just make sure that's the case.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so open edition. I don't think that is the meta title then. Let me look for this. Maybe it only shows up in the meta tags. Yeah, let me see. Page source. Oh, it's the actual title of the page. Okay. So the meta title is actually this text up here that gets pushed into the browser, the title. So I don't know if you want to write that down.
Okay.
Okay, and the name, Landscape 1, I'm pretty sure I had that right. Let me make sure. Yep, name's right there, so the name's going to be like the first thing, the first text shown on the product in bold. Okay, meta description seems to just be empty. First, I don't even know why they have the column there, but can't go. There we go. Meta title, meta description's always empty. Okay, and here's the image. Let me spread these out. One's like the thumbnail, one's like the product image, but they're all the same, but they're unique to each other. Okay, so the images you guys aren't gonna have to worry about. What I want you guys to do is, you're gonna copy this when you're making them, and you're gonna paste it, and you're gonna change the image name based on the SKU number. The SKU number is over here, if you don't remember, right here. So make sure you grab the one from the configurable that does not have a dash letter. If you find a configurable with a dash letter, let me know, because it needs to be addressed. I found a few in here that were jacked up. There's a lot of mistakes all over the place, and the only thing I can do is just fix them when I find them, because I would be here years trying to fix all the mistakes that are in these. So just look at the configurable, you can basically copy it, I guess, the SKU on the configurable line, and then just replace it before the .jpg and the slash, obviously, for all three. So you can like fix one of them, then you can just click it, do Control-C, and then click that, paste, just like that.
Okay, and only the configurables need that because the symbols are just options.
Well, the simple ones have like the -S for smaller, -M for large. And if you put -M or -S in here, it's going to not let the image show up, because the images are going to be named exactly what the configurable SKU says, not its options.
Of course.
Yep. Okay, so moving along, gallery is just empty. My computer's like really lagging for some reason, sorry. Okay, URL key. Okay, so do you guys remember looking at when you did the CMS pages, how I called it identifier, but what is it actually called? It's called CMS pages. It's actually the URL key. So these URL keys are the same thing as URL key here. So you could just kind of, it's basically the name and the artist followed by dashes in all lowercase. It's kind of like for search engine reasons. So the artwork's called Landscape 1, so it's kind of, you can just look at the old ones and understand it. It's basically the name of the artwork and the author, all lowercase followed by dashes. The trend they're following is numbers into Roman numerals, but I don't see any problem in using actual numbers, to be honest. I don't know why Emmanuel did that. It's not going to hurt to use a number instead of 3 eyes.
So I never did any of that back-end stuff that you were just showing us here, but this still makes sense to me.
What are you confused? We can back up. What part are you confused?
Well, when you just went to the CMS section,
yep.
I never did any of this. So if any of this information
it's not too important. Basically, the pages on Magento are not done where you just put the code in a page and then reference it from a link from the navigation. It's not really done like that. The way it works is, for example, sculptures. The way this works is there's the main page, and then there's like a visible box here that pulls the header or the body template, and then the body template says put all categories here, or all I don't know what they call this, like a summary category. Put the summary categories here, and it pulls it from the database. Now when it pulls these parts and codes from the database, where it's grabbing that information is from CMS pages. For example, the home page that has most of the coding is actually here. So if you look at the code on this, content, all of this HTML here is basically what it makes up most of the front page. Like there's the shipping image, the call us number. I think this is like where the flags are. It's kind of jacked up code in there, but basically it's like where all the code goes. The code doesn't actually go into, very rarely will you actually put code into a file on the server. 99% of the time it will go into a static block or a CMS page like this. So I guess you don't really need to know too much about this because I guess Sabrina was doing it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the landing pages you were making up, Christina, I would rebuild those in the CMS under.
Yeah, I could show you. What was one called? Like GIF something?
Yeah, okay. I
Corporate.
remember seeing you working on that back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show you it so you can see. Oh shit, I gotta take home out. This one, right? Or which one? Corporate?
Corporate, yeah, art gifting.
Okay. So you click on content on this one. See, here's all the code that you gave her, basically.
Yeah.
So what happens is when you click the link for the GIF art gifting program, it pulls a template file that says it's supposed to pull this CMS page, and it dumps it into that like empty box that you don't see. To you, it just looks like one page, but there's like 50 different template parts all being slammed together when you look at something on our site.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, so.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much to do with this, but I was just relating to it because the URL key is the same thing. It's kind of like the title. Don't worry too much about this. The only thing you guys need to know when doing this is it should be like the artwork name, all lowercase. Any spaces need to have a dash. So, I don't know, you might want to write that down. So artwork, space, or artwork, and then author name. All spaces with dashes, all lowercase. And same thing comes with this. I don't know what the number's about, but this is actually the alias that gets used if you access it directly. For example, this here is the same thing as this right here, see? So I don't know why there's numbers in them. My assumption I don't know why there's numbers. There's generally not numbers in them, so don't let that confuse you. I don't know why they put numbers in them.
Okay.
Are these all unique? They do seem to be unique. Do they follow the SKU number? Let me see, 9640.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sense to it.
Is one without the numbers are configurable?
I don't ever remember seeing numbers there. They don't match the SKU number. My best guess is that maybe they can't be named the same thing, so those numbers make it unique. I'll ask Sergey about this. Let me write this down. I'll get back to you guys on that. So,
yeah, but for the most part, we don't have to worry about that.
For the most part, it should, I mean, to my knowledge, it should be, when I've imported artwork, I've always just copied this into there and just added .html essentially after it. That's what I've always done. Never had a problem. So I don't know the reasoning behind that. I'll ask Sergey to confirm. But for now, just consider it. Just copy this and then add .html after it, essentially.
Okay.
And that's for search engine reasons. They added .html. It sometimes likes that better than no extension. Size for configurable attributes. You might write that down. The word size only shows up on the configurable line, not on the simples.
So are we inputting size for?
Yeah. Well, what I do is I take an example of a product. I should probably do this with you too. So let me see. That's all the same SKU. So this is one actual product here. So what I'll do, like when I start working, I'll copy an existing example, so I don't have to type all that. I guess you got to Control C. So I don't have to type all that in. And then what I'll do is I'll go all the way down to the bottom, and I usually leave a space. And then when I'm done working, I'll scoot everything up a line. But this is just a visual marker, so I know what is my work as opposed to the work that was done before me. It's just in case I think I messed something up, I know which stuff is mine and which stuff is not mine. But when I'm ready to import this, I'm going to jack all this up one line. This can't be here when I go to import it. It's just temporary. So I'm going to do it again here. I'm just going to put starting example. I'm going to remove this line too when I start importing after it's ready. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and Control V to paste. So it puts the one product there. Oh, I'm missing the configurable. Hold on. Here to here and copy it all there. Control C. Alright, so click there and paste. Okay, so there's the configurable and all the simple options. In this artwork that we're adding, there's actually no extra large option, so we're just going to delete this row entirely. Okay, so now it's exactly how we need to add it. There's just some minor things we have to change. We have to change like the SKU number, the image number, the artwork name, and not a whole lot else because a lot of it's already done. And like when you do the next one, you can just like you can paste like 10 of these and just go one at a time or however you want to do it. It's up to you. But I generally paste like 5 of them. What's that?
How do we know what we have to change?
I'm going to tell you after I show you guys how to do this. There's not very many left to do on this, so I was just gonna. I think there's like 7. If I give 7 to each of you, I think it would be done. So I'll have you guys do like the 7. So yeah, I'll do the next one. So the next SKU we're on is, you can tell by the SKU number. So the next one's going to be DP10-138. It goes in numerical order up. So I'm going to change that now. I'm going to change actually this one here. 138. And it has no dash because it's a configurable line. But I'm going to copy it here, and then I'm going to fix it. Dash S. Dash M. And that's another thing. Once I figure out that automation thing, I'll be able to make it so when you put the SKU number in on the simple lines, it'll ask you if you want to pick a size or not. But for right now, you have to type in. Okay, so 1's in the simple, 0 in the configurable. That's right. The name is not landscape 1, so I need to figure out what the name is. Hold on. Oh, I made a mistake here. Alright, we'll just ignore I made that. Wait. Oh, that's because these were... I pasted these in getting ready to do more work, and I didn't finish it, so I should delete these.
So do you know what image you're editing right now? We don't know the...
I don't know because the images that were given to me do not match our SKU system. But as soon as we hang up, I'm going to rename the images, so it'll be a lot easier. I'm also going to show you the website, so you can like cross-reference if you're actually doing the right thing. Give me 1 second. Actually, I'll show you that now. Delete. Yeah. What? Did it delete it? Oh yeah, you guess it did. Okay. Yep. Okay. So 136 actually. I'll show you I'll show you. I know it doesn't. I know it does. That doesn't make sense. But hold on, it will. Like what you're adding. How do you know what to add? Blah blah blah. Let me go to the website real quick. Doju. I should send you guys this too. Get the password. You have to be logged in to even use this, by the way, for some reason. You guys might want to save that for sure, and go ahead and log in, and I'll show you like how to get to the artwork that we're working on.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't find, there's a login button at the top. It's like great.
Okay.
Okay, so you're good, Christina. You log in, Sabrina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me.
You get logged in, just click on Artists and click on K.
So essentially what we're doing is taking their data
Yep,
and
inserting it to our
migrating
system.
so
Exactly.
that it works.
Yep. Usually it's a little bit easier, and it's usually when I get artwork from them, the image names like match the SKUs, and it's a little bit simpler, but I don't know like how they did this before me. Like I've only edited artwork once. It was all Manuel that did it, so I don't know if she actually did the renaming of the images or what, but when it was given to me, it wasn't so complicated, so I understand, like, you don't really get how are you supposed to know what image goes where in what order. I get that, but it'll become clearer as we go through this.
Wait, where are you guys
Uh,
logging in? I'm on the site.
okay, do you see a gray login button at the top there? Like where my mouse is? Should be like right to the right, the Delju Group logo on the left at the very top. It's a gray login little button. Here, you want me to go back to it? Yeah. It's right here if you see my screen.
Yeah, I'm seeing the homepage here, but I don't. Oh, huh. That's weird. I'm not getting that login. Maybe I'm on like a home page, just like the website.
I guess I should
Um,
link one. Maybe it's your what browser are you using? Using like some weird browser?
no, I'm using Safari.
Safari? That might. Do you have Chrome or Firefox?
Yeah, I can.
Try one of those. It might be the browser, to be honest. Or if you have like any ad or pop-up blockers or something, I don't know.
The URL was deljuartgroup.com. Okay, I didn't go to the one that you sent me directly. Sorry, let me try that instead.
Oh, okay.
That's why. I don't know why that's. They sort of look the same though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You can
Now
log in.
I'm logged in. Yeah.
Alright, so go to Artist at the top.
Okay.
And then click on K, and you'll see the artist. Click on Kathy Williams after you click on K. And you'll probably want to bookmark this page. If you come back to it, if it's bookmarked, you'll get here, but it'll just ask you to log in again. Are you all set, or are you having trouble?
Good.
Oh, good. Okay, so just click on Print on Demand, and then click on Animal Series. And this is the set that we're adding right now. We're adding everything with the exception of Animals 1 and 2. I don't know why we don't have the images, but the word is we don't have it, so we're only going to add Animals 3 through 25. So the images I sent you has these images. As soon as we hang up, I'm going to rename these images. Let's take, for example, we're skipping 1 and 2, right? So the next one would be Animals 3, the bear. So if I go to this spreadsheet, what's in a different browser? Here we go. Animals 3, did I already do that one? I think I did. Let me check that in. Yeah, Animals 2, 3. Okay, so here's 3. Okay. So basically what I did, I have to do, there's no Animals 1 and 2, so I need to delete these. Animals 1, 2. Oops.
So are these SKUs matching up with what we're seeing in accordance on the Delju site, or?
I will say this. Exactly what we're adding. We're adding this Animals 3 up to 25. The images I sent you, typically the images match which the SKU number should, but they do not. But I will rename those after we hang up and resend them to you guys. But you don't really need to be concerned about that, because what you're going to do is, like on Animals 3, you're going to see what's the last SKU done, and you should know that the next product you add is going to be SKU number 137. So when we hang up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, Animals, where's the name at? Oh, it's right up here, sorry. Animals 6 was done last. So the next one's animal 7. So this one should be animal 7, right?
Mhm.
So what was the last SKU number for animal 6? It was 135. So animal 7 is going to be SKU 137. So then you will treat this as if you have the image, but I shouldn't even send you the images because it's going to confuse you. Just go up one number. So
Okay.
you see
So
what
wait, we're disregarding the images that you just sent us?
Yeah, only because they're not named correctly, so it's going to really confuse you. It'll really take me like 20 minutes to fix it. It'll take me like 20 minutes to fix it as soon as we hang up. All I'm going to do is like say this is animal 6, the SKU's 135, so I'm going to look up and see which one of these images on the website. Actually, I should take the first one. Animals 3, that one is going to be. Shit, I should put this all in one browser. Animals 3 is this picture. So this picture is not named. This picture is not named. It should be this. The picture should be dp1-0132.jpg, but it's some weird number that goes to their system right now. So I'm going to rename them. What I'm going to do is say, okay, animals 3 is that SKU number. What's the next image? Okay, that's going to be 133. Okay, what's animals 5? 134. What's animal 6? 135. So I'm going to fix all the naming for you guys. But all you're going to do is take the SKU and add a set, but add 1 to the SKU number. Do you get that part so far? You're just adding
So.
Yeah, so just to clarify, the reason we're at numbers, say 137, is because you've already done 136.
I've already done up to 6, that's correct.
Against other.
Right, so we're going to, technically it needs to be done as animal 7 through 25 right now.
Yeah, so although these are like the second and third Pachybillions animal pictures, they're the 136 Pachybillions pictures.
Oh, I didn't hear you. What's that last part? What about the pictures?
So I'm just trying to make sense of the SKU numbers.
Yeah, okay.
So instead of, say, animals 3 being the first SKU, it's the 136 because you've already done other Pachybillions.
Artwork was here before you guys were even hired from the same artist. So what I did is I left the space here so I know which work was done before me and what work I'm doing now. But traditionally when I import this spreadsheet, I don't have any spaces here. This is just a visual marker temporarily for me or for you guys. Like when I'm ready to import this, I gotta take all the extra spaces out. So this is when I started. So the first image I had to add was animals 3. So right away what I did is I said, okay, does Kathy Williams have a spreadsheet? Yes, she does. I opened it and I see, does she have artwork? Yes. What's the last SKU number used? It's DP1-0129. So I know, okay, the first item I'm going to add is going to be 130. So you got 130 and then the children, which are, where is 130?
The children.
I don't know the word for it, but it's like sub products or whatever. Yeah, this SKU, that's because, remember, I did animals 1 and 2, and I wasn't supposed to because we're missing the image. So I got to correct this. This should be now 130.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought we had the images for the first 2 artwork, but we don't. I just found that out. But I assumed that we did. So I removed the bad records, and I got to fix the SKUs. And then this one will be 131. We're almost done, so just hang tight. I just got to go over the image naming with you guys, and I think the rest. Oh, and then the related products. That's not going to be fun. All right, 131, 32. Does anyone have questions? Want to fix this real quick?
I think I'm okay right now. What about you, Christina?
Yeah, I think it's going to just take a little bit of stumbling.
I think it's.
You do like 2 of them. Trust me, you guys will be good. Yeah.
I don't want to say trial and error, but I mean just.
I know it seems overwhelming, but I'll check your work. And while I can't talk to you guys on the phone when I'm working, I can definitely answer like your Skype messages via text. It might just take me a minute.
Sure.
So If you're working on this tomorrow, you feel free to ask me whatever questions, and I will upload the video for you. I'll try to chop out some of the waiting time and nonsense out of it. I'll try to edit it a little bit so you can just kind of skim through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the SKUs are right now 131, 2, 3. Okay, so this one we're working on needs to be 134 actually. So fix that. So the next product we add is going to be 135, which is, assuming we finish this, the next one that we added would be SKU 135, and you know what product it would be because this is actually going to say animals. Here, watch. This is pretty much how I just do. I just copy old stuff and change it. So next one you add is going to be animal 7 with the ID of 135. And so let's go through the rest of it. Image name needs to match the SKU, so 0134. So we change this to 0134. Do you get this? Why I change this to match this? Okay.
Yeah.
So after I do one of them, I'm just going to copy it, paste, paste, because they're all the same. Okay, so we're done up to there so far. Oh, wait, we need to check the image. Actually, I do need to rename the image because you need to know. Well, I guess we're just using animals for this. So hold on. Let me look this up. Make sure I'm telling you this right too. What is that combo? Oh, that's the name. Yeah, I guess it is. Maybe we should be putting the numbers in the name. What is she doing? Still life and numeral. I think we should be putting the numbers in here. I don't know why I didn't. Like this. 3, 3, 3, 4, 4. And this one is 7. Okay, so the name will be the name. I don't know why I didn't tell you guys earlier. Sorry about that. I don't know how I missed telling you guys that, or how I missed that. Okay, so the name's obviously the name. So on the next product, the name's gonna be Animals 8, and you guys are gonna go all the way up until 25. So what I'll probably do is like split the rest up and tell you guys which animals number to what number you're gonna do. It'll be like 7 or 8 of them.
Okay.
Okay, so 7. Okay, so we're not done yet. Let me keep going. The last hardest bit of this is probably doing the related products, to be honest. Okay, so we need to fix this. I'll fix those after, because remember I fixed them out. Okay, so this needs to be Animals 8, is that what we're on? Yeah, oh, Animal 7, okay.
So wait, where I'm looking, the SKU number is where it says Dawn Paulson here.
Yeah.
What's
well,
the?
Chris,
It's
okay.
a dumb question,
Oh,
but
yeah,
what's
no, you have to know this because it confuses the shit out of me too. Okay, so when Chris got the artwork was under the artist name Don Paulson, Kathy Williams' husband. And I don't know if there was like a divorce or whatever, but suddenly, legally, the artwork had to be claimed under Kathy Williams. Now, traditionally, what we do is on the SKU numbers, we go first initial, last name initial, and then the SKU number. And in this case, we have Keith Walker, which is the same initials as Kathy Williams. Since Keith Walker was already there, the SKU we should use is KW2 because it's the second KW, and then the numbers, 0000, then 00001, and you keep going
Mhm.
up. The reason we're not here is because it started off as Don Paulson. They changed the name, so instead of confusing the hell out of everybody by using a different SKU number, I just kept the same DP1 SKU number because it was going to be confusing if we had one artist with 2 different types of SKU numbers.
Right. So we're using her ex-husband for the SKU then.
Yeah, but traditionally this should be KW2. If another KW came along, it would be KW3 and then 4. Like Tyler Cranston, his SKU numbers are TC whatever, or yeah, I don't even think there's another TC. But yeah, traditionally it's kind of obvious what the SKU is. So this is the one weird example because of the history of the artist.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I was looking. I'm like, wait.
And
going
that's
on
why I
here?
said it's down pause the image name, because it would be, if I change its name on the folder, Magento doesn't throw a fit. I already tried doing it. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just leave the name there. At least for now, until some of this emergency work gets done. I need to fix that. So this is animal 7, so I'm going to copy this. 777, and the same thing with .html. Oops. And higher and lowercase is critical here. So if you were to use higher case HTML there, the server would think that's a different file from lowercase HTML. So like on this kind of stuff, case sensitivity really matters. Okay, so on this column, which is, I think I already told you this, so config attributes, it's going to be empty unless it's a configurable line, and it's going to have the word size in it. The best thing to do is, like, my suggestion of copying a set that was already done. That way, a lot of this stuff is already done. A lot of this stuff's all the same. So you can evade having to do a lot of work just by copying a pre-existing product and then just modifying it, especially in this case. And then, like, after you're done, if, like, I check it and we're sure it's all good, I will copy all of your rows and just bump it up one so it all looks like there's no gaps. And then I'll import it. Okay, so for this, it's always going to be the same. Let me see what this is. Come on. Oh, and I'm suggesting that when you guys work on this, use the Google spreadsheet. I did send you the spreadsheets individually, but just use those as reference, because if Sabrina's working on hers and Christina's working on hers, I'm going to have to try to find a way to merge them together. Whereas if you guys are all working on this, you'll be able to see like different color boxes that tells you where people are in a spreadsheet. So
automatically, is there a way we set that up, or to show, like,
it's
Christine?
already good. Yeah, can you go?
Oh,
do you have the link still to get to the spreadsheet, or I can resend it to you?
yeah.
Okay, so if you get on right now, and you click on something, I should see your box instantly.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Cool. But we will try to like separate these so we know which ones we're working on.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is take like one template group and put like an empty space that says from here to here is Sabrina, and then from here to here is Christina. So you guys will have your own chunk, and no one should be going over someone else's chunk. And the reason I can do that is because I know how many SKUs need to get added, and I'll know how many I'm giving you, so I can just count out how many lines you guys are going to need, and say you work from this line to this line, and you work from this line to this line. So before we hang up, I'll set like up little markers like I did right here. What did I do? Like right here, for example. I'll do the same thing for you guys. There'll be like Christina, and there'll be a bunch of empty rows that you'll have the ability to use. I'll make sure you have enough, don't worry, and the same thing for Sabrina. Are you good now? Someone said they needed something.
I think we're good.
Okay. Okay, so moving along. This is all the same. If you just use common sense too, like you can scroll up and see it. This is all the same, so it's probably going to be all the same. A lot of this stuff is nonsense. Some of the stuff I don't even know what these columns do or what they're for. So, okay, so here's the sizes. It might be worth noting that the configurable line doesn't have any size specified at all. Only its options do. And the key thing to remember here is when copying any examples, the new artwork we're adding only has 3 sizes. But this artwork was added before me, and it seems that her old artwork had an extra large size. So if you copy any lines from Emmanuel, make sure to remove the extra large line. Or better yet, you can just copy like one of my examples, like below this line. I'll have it, you can see it when you look at the spreadsheet. Oh yeah, did you log in, by the way, to the spreadsheet? Sabrina?
I did. I was just curious.
Can you click one of the lines, like right here or something?
Yeah.
I should see you move your thing. You moved it.
I'm just.
You just click a random box anywhere in the middle.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
it should
where
show up
is-
unless it takes a second.
Animals. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the screen and then.
Oh, okay.
See.
or if you can see the numbers on a row, just click any box on like row 6. Oh, click any box on row 6. I'm watching row 6. I don't see your marker. Maybe it takes a second.
I think I'm just lost, actually. Wait.
Who's Anonymous Penguin? Is that one of you guys?
Hmm?
Do any of you guys call yourself Anonymous Penguin?
No.
Oh my gosh, no.
I don't know what these are. This is supposed to be private. I know for a fact when you click it. Anyways, we're not going to have to worry about it because I'm going to give you guys like zones at the bottom. So
Yeah.
You don't have to worry
So
about it.
is Kathy Williams like? Some people do have extra large pieces, though, right?
Yes, but not with this artwork that I'm having you add. After
Yeah.
these like few that are done, we finish the artist, which isn't that much left to do. The next artwork we do may have extra large, so obviously I would tell you that ahead of time, so you're not wondering. There's no like really formula to it. I just go off what Chris tells me what sizes are available for this artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's no like magic way to know what the sizes are. Really, you just have to ask.
All right. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yep. So got the images down, but there's a mistake here. Let's see, 129. This should be 130. 131. This should be 132. I gotta fix all. I'm gonna fix all this too. I had to delete. All right, 130.
Do you know how many artists we have to do?
A lot. 31. 32, 33. You can look at the spreadsheets and kind of get an understanding. So this is 134. Yeah, 130, 131, 32, 33, 34. Wait. 130, 31, 32, 33.
Oh, so I see you clicking here. So I'm the
Oh,
blue
there
box.
you are. Yeah, I see you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
okay.
I guess it does show you. Yeah, I see you clicking around now. So yeah, I mean, I will give you like zones, so you don't have to worry about it. But I mean, there is at least, if you see someone else on your area, be like, hey, what the hell?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm probably not gonna start this tonight because I had to delete 2 products, which means I have to go back and change everything I did minus 2 numbers. I had to change the SKU by 2 numbers. I had to change the image numbers by 2 numbers. So I'll fix all that. But this is supposed to be Animal 7. I told you what that is. It's just everything there is the same. It's essentially the name. So it's supposed to be Animal 7. Oops. Something else I should probably tell you is that when your text exceeds the line here, if there's nothing in the space to the right of the line, it will just show the text. But if I type something in here, like test, oops, like test, then it will like cut it off. So just so you know, if you see text like leaking over lines, it's probably because there's nothing in that box to the right of it. So the spreadsheet
That's okay.
software is allowing it to leak over because there's nothing there.
Okay.
Let me fix that back. I don't know. I'll fix the formatting after, whatever. Use config, it's all the same. This seems to all be the same. The sizes I told you, the configurable has no size, and there's no extra large, so that's why there's a small, medium, and large. And on the previous work, you can see there's an extra large size, but we're not going to use those. And they're the same dimensions because Kathy Williams, the reason I know is because Keith Walker is also a photographer. So if Kathy Williams' artwork was not here, I would say, okay, Keith Walker's also a photographer, sells the same artwork. What sizes are they offering at what price? And I would use the same sizes and the same pricing for Kathy Williams. That's how I would go about in doing it if there was no previous work done here before.
Mm-hmm.
The only exception obviously would be like the originals. That's obviously going to always be unique, which you have to get from Christopher. Okay.
So you're saying that general rule of thumb for prices, we can look at similar pieces?
On photographers, yeah, but like Tyler Cranston, no.
Oh.
Salvador Dali, no. Only I would say a general rule of thumb is only on photography artists basically to use that rule, which is I would say almost 40% of artists. Okay, so the next one's subjects, and let me double check. I think that is landscape still life. Okay, so this is the category that becomes searchable in. So it should be animals, and I think that's what I was using. Yeah. Is this my little? Nope. See, Emmanuel, I made a mistake here. This shouldn't be landscapes. Well, let's look it up. Maybe it is a landscape photo. What line was I on? Is that R261? That is, there's the configurable for that product. So there's the SKU. Let's see what it looks like. I'm thinking it's a mistake. If it's not a landscape, it should be animals. You guys know what a landscape is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
It might be a
No.
landscape. Well, I don't know. I don't know what a lot of this stuff means because I have nothing to do with art.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a landscape.
No.
A landscape, does it have to have geographic, like, does it have to show
Well, I mean, it could essentially mean that it's landscape format in
format, like the
opposed.
size, like a or a
Yeah.
rectangle, right? Okay, that's what I thought.
So it is and it isn't a landscape.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so I guess this could pass as landscape. I guess I have to ask Chris what he prefers to use. Like, I don't even know what you would call it. What is that painting of?
The word
Flowers?
landscape in context. No, it's koi fish.
Okay,
They're
so
koi.
like, I have to ask Chris. I don't know if he would prefer to have koi fish there or landscape, but I guess it qualifies as both, right? So I'll have to clarify that with him. But this is essentially like the theme of or the formatting of the image. I guess you could put down in your notes, and that is for. Let me go back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Or
which line are you
wildlife.
talking about here?
What's that?
When you're talking about
This is a Kathy Williams piece now again. I'm getting confused.
I was
With the-
going down to see, okay, and I noticed why is it landscape? Why is it different from all of the others? And I was trying to give you an exact definition of this column. And
I would
so
put
we
that
looked
on
it
your
up to
Excel.
see if it did actually landscape. The reason is because Emmanuel made a lot of mistakes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, like, if somebody said, like houses and trees right here when it has nothing to do with houses and trees. So as I see them, I try to fix them, basically.
I would have called that last image an animal photo.
Yeah, so there's plenty of corrections to go around, but as long
Like
as it
wildlife.
qualifies as a landscape.
Something.
Yeah, I guess it could be optional, but I guess you really can't make that decision until I give you the photos so you know, or rename the photos correctly so you know what photo goes with what SKU number, right? So I'll get those out to you shortly. So yeah, this column, which is subjects, I think. Yeah, subjects is going to be the formatting. Well, I can't even say that because botanical is not a format. I think it's the theme. That's what you'll want to notate down. What theme is the artwork? If you want to know what the themes are that are available, I should probably send you that list. It's some really shady notes that were given to me by Manuel, but let me see.
Now,
Oh god, this stuff's a mess. Hold on, I'll show you. Tutorial. Oh, it's the temp.
now, is this where we can also input multiple themes? Because Christopher was saying to me,
I
you know,
believe
he's
so with the
so
column.
many
Yeah.
different tags, and he's like, I even want you to input like, you know, ones that are spelled incorrectly because people don't know how to spell. And I'm thinking, what?
Well, here's the thing. You can do the search terms. You can like specify the search terms, like the misspelling ones, in the backend of Magento. For example, I did this not long ago under UR Rewrite Manager. Yeah. Oops. You don't need it. I don't think you have to do the importing first. You could probably do this yourself in the backend. I did a lot of it for Dr. Seuss. Yeah, catalog UR Rewrite Management. I don't remember adding think when you import the spreadsheet, it like creates all these. So there must have been a lot of stuff imported recently. But let me find one that I did do. Okay, yeah, like here's some that I did. That's actually for this product. This is actually the link for it, but you can do this. Like if I want to make another way to get to this page, I would do this. Let me see. Okay, that's the request path, and that's where it's going to go to. So let me copy that. One I did one for Tower instead. I don't know where I made a bunch of them. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did for Dolly. Let me check. Okay, I think these are the ones that I added. But okay, you see how they're targeting to like an ID number? It doesn't have to be an ID number. So like if you go to this page here and you add that at the end of it, you'll get this product. Okay, you could take this link here, go back and add a new one, add URL rewrites. I have to ask Sergey about this. I don't remember what I have to click here. But basically what I'm saying is you can specify the page and where it goes to. That also means like if someone searches for misspellings, you can like create custom ones for that too. I'll have to talk to Sergey about that. It's been a while since I set them up.
When you ask him, you
Yeah,
can.
I'll make notes one so I don't forget to ask him. You want to be able to do the search terms and create custom redirects?
Exactly.
Rewrites? Okay.
What's Sergey?
The guy that does like the coding for me, because I'm not a coder.
I talked to him today actually regarding our little issue with the FTP login. I'm calling him back tomorrow morning.
Okay. Custom FTP, oh, not FTP, rewrites. I already have that redirects. What was the other one? Search terms. And I have to fix. Okay, moving on. So you know about the sizes, the theme seems to be, oh, the next one is color, which is obvious. And you can use a comma to add another color right here. But when you use a comma, you don't space. You just like black and then orange. So no space, just a comma. You'll want to note that down. I guess the more you can add, the better. But I mean, you guys can go wild with like I wouldn't probably do any more than 4 or 5 of them. But like when you're adding 100 of these, you're not really too keen on maybe doing more than 1 or 2 of them. All right, contemporary. This is the style. There's a let me show you guys this sheet real quick. So it's the notes that she gave me. I'll send you both of these. They're really hard to read, but they have some of the basic information on there. Oh, my computer's jacked up. Damn it. Let me try this. Let's see if I can open it like this. Here, I'll just send these to you. Maybe you guys can open them. I already know what it looks like. I think I can just drop this in here and you guys will both do it. grab that and extract it and open it.
What exactly are you sending us?
It's a zip file that has 2 tutorials in it, and basically it's Emmanuel's notes. They're like handwritten, like they're not that easy to read, but
Oh, I think I saw you scrolling through those. Yeah, they're
yeah, but it does have like all the whatever they call this, the styles. There's like a list. At least like you can see that clearly. So if it's not a contemporary piece of artwork, you can see what other choices are available at least by looking at that. But it's going to be contemporary for all this type of artwork. But for other stuff, it may not be. So it's kind of good that you have at least what I have, note-wise. And if you guys can't open them, let me know. I guess I could screenshot them and send them to you or something.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay, so the next one is product sizes, and there's no extra large, so there's only going to be small, medium, and large. When you get down here, like this, small, medium, large, the configurable is not going to have anything in it, and that's for the product underscore sizes column, so you'll want to note that down. Configurable has nothing in it, and the sub products, the simples, will have the sizes like small, medium, large, or extra large if there is one. And then it will, to the right of it, it'll have the corresponding dimensions in inches too. Let me make sure. Oh no, why is that price? Oh, that's because the price is different per size. Okay. So yeah, after product sizes is price, and as you can see, the configurable is empty for both of these. If you want to write that down for price and product sizes.
Wait, say that one more time.
Sure, the configurable rows will not have any data in it for the product size or price. The product sizes, like what options are available, it's like listed twice in here. So it may, you're probably like, didn't we go over it already? We did, but it's listed again here instead of like -S, -M. It's actually like written out here for some reason. I think it's because the website takes this text and puts it in the drop-down menu. And then each price is different. Like the smalls are cheaper than the mediums, and here's the prices. And it seems to be a trend of whole numbers. So
Okay.
special price, no clue what that is, but it's empty across the board. So can ignore that for now. The weight has to have 0 in it, but the configurable needs to be empty. So you might want to write that down too.
By the way, I can't open that zip file that you sent me for some reason.
It won't even open the zip.
No.
It might be my. I'll reboot after we're done talking, and I'll try.
Mine worked.
Yours worked?
Yeah.
Do you have like a zip application? What did they use on that? You've unzipped stuff before, right?
Yeah. Let me just try with it.
All right.
Okay.
If not, here, I'll send them individually. Maybe you can get them that way. Here's one. Here's the second. See if you can get those. Maybe those are without the zip.
Okay.
And again, I don't expect you to like understand the chicken scratch on there, but some of the printed stuff on there is kind of helpful. Maybe not for you right now, but as you do more of it, it'll be helpful to you. Let me know when you're all good, or if you can open them.
Okay.
I'll be able to access this conversation later, right? So I can download all this.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Yeah, when we're done, I'm going to fix all the stuff I said I was going to fix in the spreadsheet because I want it to be accurate before you guys even start it. So make sure everything's accurate. Yeah. Then I'm going to label what rows there's who's and who so it's clear and no one bumps into each other. And then I'm going to say you're going to do animals 8 through 12, and I'll give you those instructions. Because it's just this, this is more like a test, not so much, to get the work done because there's not that many left. And then I will see how you guys do. And I'm going to fix the image name, so you'll actually kind of get to see what image goes with what SKU number 2. You'll be able to say, oh, I'm on SKU 139, I just finished it, so the next one's 140. I want to see what 140 is going to look like so I can, pick out the right pick out the right colors and stuff like that. So you'll be able to open that image and then make a determination. You can't really do that now until I fix the image names for you.
Got it.
So,
And yeah, those that worked that time, so I have those now.
awesome. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I know you can't read much of it, but some of it will become helpful regardless. For the weight, I think you already wrote this down. It has to be 0 unless it's a configurable line. Then it's null. Null means nothing. MSRP, I'm not sure what that's for, but it seems to be empty. And a lot of these things that serve no purpose, I'm going to work on trying to see if I can eliminate them completely from the spreadsheet because it just causes clutter. I believe we can get rid of a lot of these columns actually, but different battle for another day. Status has to be enabled for all. If it's disabled, it simply just won't show up on the website, but it will show up in the back end if it's disabled. So obviously you want to enable it unless you want to add artwork that you don't want to show up on the store, but you want to add it to the database for whatever reason. Is reoccurring is no, unless it's a configurable line, then it's null or empty. And visibility, it seems to be the trend of not visible individually, but the configurable line has catalog, comma, space search. Meaning a lot of this, like I said, is common sense. You can just compare to the other ones and see. Textbook goods is all the way across the board. Artist name all the way across the board. Case sensitivity matters, so try to be mindful of, if there is previous work, try to be mindful of it, that you're found in the same format, capital K, capital W. Please, yeah, you guys know what that means, right? Like the option for the, so it actually has like, I would just copy this line. I don't even know what the alt code is for that E, so I would just copy that line for the medium. Sizes are, I don't know why, but they're listed again here. Don't know why. Product category. Oh, it's always going to be open edition. It's kind of obvious. It's always that. Descriptions empty right now because he doesn't use a description. He only uses a short description. The short description is here. So if we take this text, it actually shows up here. So here's where that text is being put in right there. So there's no description, but there's a short description. Short description gets inserted here. On the photography artist, it's always going to be the same. So it's going to be exactly the same because it's the same artist. So essentially verbatim, you're going to just copy this line and then paste it for yours when you're doing it. Only the configurable has this. The sub ones, like the children one that I call them, they don't have anything here. Just the configurable does. It has the short description is the proper name for it right here. And for Tyler Cranston, it might be different on everything, but for photography artists, it's always the same thing over and over and over and over. That's how he has it set up. Meta keywords, those are empty. Custom layout, I think there's. Nope. So it looks like this text. See, all of this is not even needed, I don't think. I don't know why we have all this garbage. Quantity. This is the first time I've seen 125. I usually see 1 or 1.0. Just follow the trend of the previous word. I don't know why this is this way, but it must have worked because the spreadsheets they use to import are on the server. So that means whatever Kathy Williams is showing up on our store came from the spreadsheet, so it must work. So I don't know why it says 125, but just do it for this artist. Usually it makes sense. Usually it's 1 or 1.0. Minimum quantity is going to be 0 all over. Oh, it looks like, by the way, for the quantity, the configurable is going to have 0 on it. Use config min, it's all 1s, it's all 0s. See, like this stuff, I can set the Google spreadsheet to like just leave it 1, so you can just skip a lot of this usually. But all this is the same. Notify stock quantity is nothing on the configurable for some reason. Yeah, so if you just use common sense, it's pretty easy from there. I just need to get through the products, and that's the last major part to go over with you guys. Product name, I don't know why it's listed again. I'm going to be using numbers instead of numeral numbers.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, looks like I made a mistake here. It's showing me on the configurable line. Erase that.
Mhm.
as close as you can without spending a ton of time on it. Essentially, you'll eventually come with something that's smoother on the do it. So that's basically it for the really product testing with the check. Oh, and you might want to down your notes. It only goes down to configure the line, not the sub ones. It's pretty important. Um, I don't know what this is, to be honest. I don't remember doing this. Oh, wait, let me see. Is this view number O2? Then I know what O2 is. View O2 aligns with line 6. View O2. Oh, so it looks like for associated, you have to put the SKU numbers to the sub configurable. So this is the configurable line, and what it wants you to do is it wants you to take this SKU, this SKU, this SKU, and this SKU, and put them all in this line with a comma. Do you get that, or do you want me to show
Well,
you?
what's the difference between that and what you just showed us under CL?
CL. These are
Yeah.
products that relate to each other.
Right.
Okay, so
And
you understand this part, right?
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so these SKUs here, I'll show you. If we go to here, if we're on a configurable line, don't forget on line 6. So here we are, line 6. So here's the configurable, which one are like what I call trillions, which are these. So what it's doing on that line is it's taking this, and this, putting it all on one line with commas in between.
Okay.
You get that? You do not
Oh,
need itself, though.
with okay.
Yeah, just like the children or whatever word you want to give it. So you take, okay, what are all SKUs associated with this product minus the configurable line. Take all those SKUs and string them out with commas. And that goes under the column. Oh, there's one more thing, but it's not that one. That goes under the
Right?
associated, yeah, associated column, sorry. And it only goes on the configurable line, by the way, so you don't like spam it all over. Again, you can check previous work to kind of see what's going on. And if you have questions, of course, you can ask me or look at the video. And the next important thing is the last thing I'm hoping. This has to do with, I don't know what it has to do. It has to do with like the additional pricing for like adding the spray and stuff like that on the artwork if they decide on it. But if you don't have extra larges on the artwork we're adding now, so what you should do is copy this line up to 0 because there's no extra large. So if you look at the one I started on, which I will fix for you to finish it, yeah, see how mine look? I have the same thing minus the extra line and the extra large. You can just copy my lines, like I'm saying. But don't do it until I tell you I'm done. I have to fix a few things first. So it's just basically the sizes and it's dictating a price, even though the price doesn't exist. It's weird. I did not design this site, so hand postman shapes. Okay, so here's
How
just
long
the
did you
last
work?
year. But I don't really work for them. I just like fix stuff they break.
Yeah, fair enough.
I typically don't do this, and I don't want to do this.
Oh, no.
So it looks like the last thing here for the shapes. This is mentioned a lot in the notes I gave you. I know you can't read them. You should just try to check it out to understand this column. I think again it's the same thing as what we went over earlier when we were looking at landscapes. So I think this one's the format and the other one's the same. So if you're making notes, the one that you wrote down as this is the theme of the artwork, this would be the actual shape. Is it a portrait, landscape?
Okay, so like we discussed earlier. Yeah.
Actual shape, yeah. This one's the
Right.
actual shape. And again, only goes on the configurable line. This
Mhm.
here is the additional pricing for if they get the hand embellishment or not. As you can see, there's small, medium, large, extra large. So if I did it right, I don't know if I did it. I should not have the 300 limits. There's no extra large. So let me see if I did it right. I did. So, looks like I'm missing a line on
So in that hand embellishment line, I thought that Christopher said yesterday that we weren't even going to offer hand embellishment on her.
Oh, you're right. Maybe that's why I don't have it, but that's true. Why did they
Oh.
But I chose the
And we would only would put that under the simple lines.
Oh, you know why? Because this was an example I copied for you guys. If we look at the one that I did from here. Here, I mean, the number is still screwed up. I think I did it right. Yes, yeah, you're right. This is a mistake because I
Okay.
copied it from one of Manu's examples. So I made the mistake that I told you guys not to make, essentially. If I would use one of my own examples, I wouldn't have made that mistake right there. So yeah, you're right. So that's pretty much it. Like, I get you really kind of don't get all of it, but once you do, tell me well. And is there any questions that you guys before I get everything fixed up and ready for you guys?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be a lot of like learning from example because we can sort of look at what's done and then, kind of, do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it, and this is the second time you showed it to me, so.
Yeah, we went over a lot of it yesterday, so I'm glad it seems
Yeah.
like you kind of got a handle on it. So I'm sure
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have questions, and it's no problem, just hit me up on Skype.
Yeah, and just send us everything you have as soon as you
Oh
can.
yeah, I haven't worked it out. I'll just send you like the whole tutorial folder. A lot of it doesn't have anything to do with this, but I'll just send you everything I have, just in case. And I
Okay.
will resend you the photos. I will, as we hang out, I might go to the Belgian site and say, okay, this is going to be that SKU, this is going to be that SKU, and I'll rename them all for you properly. So when you're adding them, they will actually match the image. They will actually match up with this. So if you were to make another one right now, it would be 0135, and you could actually look at the image, DT1-0135, and say, oh, this is the actual artwork that's going to go on this product here. And you kind of need that to do your product. I mean, I can't expect you to properly do that.
Without seeing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would be impossible.
Yeah. So, any other questions?
No, I think I'm good on my end.
Okay.
Yeah. Good to go, I said.
Okay. If you guys think of anything in the meantime, feel free to let me know. I'm usually on my computer at about 3 p.m. Eastern is working your time, so I'm usually on from like 1 till pretty late at night usually. So you can just text me whenever on Skype, or when I'm off, you can just call me. It doesn't matter, especially when I'm working. I can't talk as much, which is 1 to 9 your time.
Yeah. So you have a full-time job then that you're at? For those Yeah. Okay. Oh, perfect. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Andy. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, take care, Andy. Okay, bye.